Alrighty, awesome. Looks like we've got some folks here, so we're going to get started. Welcome everyone to the Middlesex County Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event with us. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator this afternoon. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is one of many sessions happening today, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Middlesex. I now like to turn it over to our first presenter, and that will be William Paterson University.
Great, thank you so much. Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Zola. I'm one of the assistant directors at William Paterson University. I'm so glad to have be with you here tonight. So I just wanted to briefly cover some information about the university, starting off with our location. We are located in Wayne, New Jersey. We're about 20 miles outside of New York City, so fairly close to New York City. And I would say from you guys, it's probably about a 45-minute to an hour drive or so, depending on what traffic's like. We have an exceptional education for our students at an affordable price. As being one of the public schools in the state, it does allow us to keep our costs on the lower end. This year, our tuition is about $14,200. If students choose to live on campus, that adds on about another $11,000. So all in all, about $25,000, $26,000. And again, that's our overall price. Many students receive financial aid, scholarship, or anything else to bring down that cost. So many students are not paying that out of pocket. We do offer payment plans to help defer some of that cost as well. At the institution, we have 43 Fulbright scholars, and those are faculty members who have gone on and taught outside of the United States and brought that experience back to our institution. And that's something we truly value, because being one of the most diverse institutions in the state, we really truly value students and faculty and staff that come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, and really add to the diversity that we have on campus. We have been named a Hispanic serving institution, which means about 20% or more of our students identify as Hispanic. And again, that just adds into the culture and diversity that we offer at William Paterson. At this point, I'd like to talk about our academic support, or the different support services we offer. So 3 different areas: academic, career, and social and well-being. With our academic support, obviously we have tutoring on campus and our science enrichment center. We also have a writing center, and those are great ways that students can get that extra help they need in the classroom to make sure that they're doing everything they can to put their best foot forward. With our career support, our career development office and our advisement center truly work hand in hand to make sure students are on the track to graduate within a 4-year time span. If students are coming into the university with a major and have a really direct idea of what they want to do, that's great, and they're going to help them get to that end goal. If they're not really sure yet, that's totally fine as well. We will help them get to that point and figure out what's the best choice for them in terms of skills and interests. Our career development and advisement center will work with those students, so by the end of freshman year, they are in a major. And then for our social and well-being support, we want to make sure students not only are being successful in the classroom and after graduation, but outside the classroom as well. Our our campus activity, service, and leadership office really support all the clubs and organizations that we have on campus, as well as our new student experience office, helping our new students transition into that college life. We have multiple programs at the university, over 250 combinations of majors, minors, and concentrations. So starting off with our College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. We have a music program, an art program, communications, as well as our humanities. This is probably our largest college with the number of students that we have at the institution. The music program does come with an audition requirement, and the art program does have a portfolio, but everything else listed here is our general admission. Music is probably one of our most competitive programs, along with our nursing program. And it's definitely one of those areas where students are interacting with such high quality faculty and getting that hands-on experience that they're doing great things in there. Next is our College of Education. We were founded as a college of ed, a school for educators back in 1855. So we've been doing it for a very long time. So our students are going on and doing amazing things in this area. We have a couple different sections where they can study early childhood, elementary, and secondary ed. And with this program, you're getting multiple experiences in the classroom right from the beginning. So you're really gaining a lot of experience and exposure to what it's like to be a teacher. Next is our College of Science and Health. This college is a very popular college among students as well. There's a lot of things students can do, including our more competitive program of our nursing program too. We do have pre-professional concentrations like our pre-med program, pre-physical therapy, pre-physician assistant as well. So a lot of great things that our students doing, and students have the access to do research right here on campus. And our College of Business does have a lot of options students can do, and all of them can be connected to a 5-year MBA. So it really helps you cut down on the time and money it takes to complete that program. When you're looking to apply to the institution, our application is online, either through Common App or our website. After you submit that, we would ask that you request your official transcript to be sent over from your school counselor. And just know that all of our programs at the institution are test optional. You're not required to submit test scores in order to be accepted into the institution. We also do not need test scores in order for you to be awarded scholarship. So do keep that in mind as you're going through. Just real quick, some of our deadlines. So keep that in mind as you're going through. We are rolling admissions, so you do have some time to be able to submit your application, but for our scholarship, do keep in mind that it is a January 1st deadline for your application and transcript to be submitted. And if you have any questions about William Patterson, feel free to reach out to us. My contact information here, and then your counselor is Stephanie Rodriguez, and her contact information is there as well. So thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the college fair.
Awesome, thank you so much. Georgian University, you're next.
David, you're muted, just so you know.
There we go. Sorry about that. So Georgia University was founded in 1908. We are a private Catholic school located in Lakewood, New Jersey. Currently, we have about 156 acres for our campus. We're about an hour from New York City and about an hour from Philly. Our total student population is about 2,200 students, so we are a relatively small school. Our average class size is about 13:1 for students to teachers, which is one of the best highlights of our campus, as you really get to develop a personal relationship with your professors. This past fall, we admitted 400 new undergraduate students. On our campus, we have guaranteed housing for all 4 years, and we have 4 different residence halls available to students. That would be Maria Hall, Mercy, St. Joe's, and St. Catherine's Hall, with St. Catherine's Hall being our upperclassmen level dorm. Our dorms are coeducational, but they are split by gender on each floor. So it's male on one floor, female on another, male on another. Our university also has guaranteed parking available for all students for all 4 years as well. We are a Division II athletic school with 14 NCAA sports. As you can see, the past couple of years, we have won a couple of our conference championships, which we are very proud of here. So if you are interested in one of our sports, please reach out to me. I can get you some more information about those as well. So one of the best things about Georgian Core is, even though we are a private school, we are very affordable. Our average scholarships are ranging from about $6,500 up to $19,000 per year for full-time students. And that is the same amount you would receive every year, so long as you maintain a full-time student status. We base these off of your GPA, so we don't need any test scores, as we are test optional as well. We also remind students to fill out their FAFSA and to also apply for Pell and TAG grants, so that way it's extra money you can put towards college as well. And we do accept outside scholarships as well. So this is a breakdown of our tuition. So it's about $16,000 per semester for our non-nursing majors. If you are a nursing major, it is a little more expensive as there's some extra fees involved. Our nursing program is a very strong program as it's partnered with Hackensack Meridian Hospital System. So all your clinical trials will be done throughout their hospital system. Here you can also see our room and board breakdown, which is about sitting at $11,000 per semester per year. So we are exclusively on the Common App, and we have no application fee when applying through there. All we would need is your letter of recommendation, your transcripts, as well as your personal essay. We do not require SAT or ACT scores unless you are a homeschooled student or if you're applying for the nursing school. That does also require a TEAS test, which is TEAS. It's another assessment they use to determine your capability of succeeding in the program. Other than that, that's all the information we'd need. For nursing students, if you apply to our school, I would review your application, and then I send it off to our School of Nursing to do another review, and they make the final determination if you are accepted into their program. Coming up at the end of this month, we do have an open house on October 30th, and we also do have guided walking tours every day, Monday through Saturday, with Monday through Friday having 2 tours a day, and then Saturdays we have 1 in the morning. We also will have instant decision days coming up in the next few months. So if you're interested, please feel free to come and visit our campus and see those different events. Some of the best highlights of our school is that about 99% of our students do receive a financial aid package of some sort, with the average package being about $18,000. So it really helps break down the cost of coming to Georgia Core and makes it truly affordable for our students. And we have about a 93% of our graduating students being employed in their field within 2 years, which is something we are very proud of, and it's based off of our 2019 graduating class. As an alumni of Georgian Core, I can speak about how great this campus is. It is truly an awesome environment to come and learn. You really get to meet your professors and really understand who they are, and they get to understand you as well. You get amazing times and opportunities to work hand in hand with them on research projects and studies as well. So it is a very great opportunity for students to come to our campus. That is about all that I have to say. If you have any questions, please feel free to go to our website and you can search admissions counselors and my information will be listed there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, and next we're going to pass it off to the University of Scranton.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it. Alrighty, so hi everybody, how's it going? My name is Jill Wall. I am an admissions counselor at the University of Scranton. Appreciate you all being here tonight. For those who are not familiar, the university is located in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania and is about 2 hours from where you're located. To start off, we are a Catholic and Jesuit university, and that's a really big part of our identity and something that we're very proud of. It doesn't mean that any student has to be Catholic or Christian or any type of religious at all to come to Scranton, but everybody will certainly have the opportunity to grow and explore and develop their faith while at Scranton. As far as our Jesuit identity goes, we have a set of values that really kind of guide who we are and what we do as a university. And one of the important values that I like to touch upon is called Cura Personalis. And it's a Latin phrase that means care of the whole person. And essentially we define it at Scranton as the individual care that we give to each student. So we care about all of our students in mind, body, and spirit. We really want to allow each of you to grow into the best possible version of yourself. So that's a little bit about who we are. And then to take a look at Scranton by the numbers, I'll pull up this slide here and I'll start with our undergrad student population, which is at just about 3,800 students. So that nice smaller to medium size where no matter where you go on campus, you see somebody you know, you run into a familiar face, but you constantly meet new people as well. When it comes to classes, we definitely like to stay on the smaller side. So our average class size is 20 students and classes are capped at 35 students. So you're never going to be sitting in a huge lecture hall where professors don't know you, don't know your name or anything like that. We have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio as well. So your professors are genuinely going to be some of your biggest supporters and some of your biggest motivators throughout your time on campus. When it comes to what you can study at Scranton, you have a lot of different options. So we have 69 majors and 50 to choose from. So we have something pretty much every different area. And one of the best parts about academics at Scranton is that it's very easy to kind of mix and match different areas to really tailor and personalize your education to exactly what it is you want to be studying. So you don't have to be tied down to just one area, and you're going to have a lot of help along the way throughout your academic experience as well. So in addition to your great professors, you're also going to have an academic advisor who works with you one-on-one throughout your 4 years at Scranton. If you're ever looking to kind of push yourself academically, we do have 5 honors programs that you could join. We have accelerated graduate programs, pre-health and pre-law advisory programs, and research programs that are open to all students starting your first semester on campus. With our Catholic and Jesuit identity, we do have a division of mission and ministry on campus that's really in charge of helping our students explore their faith journeys, whatever those journeys may be. So, of course, our campus ministries office coordinates our mass services on campus, but they're also in charge of coordinating our retreats and our service opportunities, which are both really big to us at Scranton. So if you're interested in getting involved with any of that, you'll definitely have the opportunity to do so. And you have the opportunity to get involved with a ton of different things throughout your time at Scranton. We have over 80 clubs and organizations on campus. We have over 900 events. We're a Division III school, so we have 23 men's and women's Division III sports teams, as well as over 25 club and intramural sports. So whatever you're looking to get involved with, whatever you'd like to do, we'll definitely have some opportunity for you to do it at Scranton. To talk a little bit about the Scranton area, if you're not familiar with it, like I said, we're located in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're about 2 hours away from New York and Philly, so it's just a short drive away from both those cities. But our campus is located basically right in between the mountains and the city. So down on one end of our campus, we have downtown Scranton. It's filled with great shops, restaurants, cafes, art galleries, whatever you could think of, all within walking distance. And then up at the other top of our campus, we have the mountains. So if you want to go hiking, if you want to go on a nice walk, see some waterfalls, whatever it might be, you'll definitely have the opportunity to do all of that. When it comes to our application, you can see some of our important dates and deadlines on this slide. We do recommend applying early action for all of our applicants. So our early action deadline is November 15th. And if you apply by November 15th, you'll get your decision back on December 15th. If you miss the November 15th deadline, not the end of the world, you can still apply after that. And our next deadline is March 1st. When it comes to what we're looking for in an applicant, we like to see well-rounded students, and we like to use a really holistic approach. So not only do we care about your grades and your test scores, but also about who you are, kind of what you do in your community. So you can see everything listed there that we take a look at. And I do want to mention that we are a test optional school for all of our programs. When it comes to cost, this slide will give a quick breakdown. And I know that our total direct cost is a big number, but it's certainly not what the average student or family is actually paying to come to Scranton. So 99% of first-year students who applied for aid are offered scholarship and or need-based grants every year. And last year's average package was about $37,000. Now, as soon as you apply to Scranton, you're automatically evaluated for merit-based scholarships. So there's no additional forms or applications that you need to fill out or anything like that. And then in order to be evaluated for financial aid, all that you need to do is file the FAFSA or the free application for federal student aid. So you just get that in, and then you'll receive your financial aid package. But that pretty much wraps it up for me. So thank you for listening. And I hope that you come take a visit to Scranton if you'd like. You can register right online anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Drexel University is next.
Thanks, Chelsea. Hi, everyone. My name is Sheryl Tevlin. I'm an Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Drexel University. Really excited to be talking with you all today. So at Drexel, we are a Tier 1 private research university. Tier 1 meaning that our professors are doing research at the very top of their field. We are mid-sized, so we have just under 15,000 undergraduate students. I think it's really important to know about us, though, that your classroom experiences are not going to be as big as you might anticipate looking at that total undergraduate enrollment number. You can see at the bottom of your screen, our median class size is 19 students. Student to faculty ratio is 10 to 1. We are very intentional with keeping class sizes small small because we have a strong focus on experiential education. So we do a lot of hands-on project-based learning. That's not something you can do if you're in a large lecture all of the time. You really need to be in a smaller setting for that to work. So actually about 60%, so 60% of our classes have 20 students or fewer. Only 8% have more than 50. You might have one or two larger lectures, right? Depending on your major, but you're not going to have a lot. And anytime you do have one of those larger classes, it will meet at least once a week in a smaller recitation or lab group, so you can go over the material in a smaller setting. We have over 80 majors across 15 colleges and schools, so a little bit for everybody. If you know what you want to study, you would apply directly to your major, and you would know when you get your admission decision if you've been admitted to that program or not. If you are unsure what you want to study, you can apply to many of the colleges and schools on your screen as an undeclared student. So say you know you want business, but you're not sure if you want finance or accounting or marketing. You could apply undeclared business, so you're in the right college, and then you can pick your focus after your first year. We also have a first-year exploratory studies program that does exactly what it sounds like, gives you your first year to try out classes around the university. It comes with extra advising and an upperclassman mentor. So if you're really unsure, that's a great option. Or maybe you look at the list and you say, I actually want to pull together several different majors to create your own. We actually have a custom design track within that first-year exploratory studies program that would then move into like a create your own major opportunity, which is really great. So I want to talk a little bit about how all of the experiential education at Drexel works. So it happens in the classroom. You're doing those project-based opportunities, like I mentioned, things like for our English program, we have a class called memoir writing, where students actually go to a local hospice and work with patients there to help write short memoirs to leave for their families. We have a program within our film and television department where students go to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and have kids there write short stories, which they then produce for the TV station for CHOP. So all of these cool experiences that you can have with these projects, but it all culminates in our co-op program. So co-op is a 6-month break from your classes where you're working in your field of interest. It's more in depth than your traditional internship. So you're able to get out there, try out your area of interest, make sure you like it. That's really important, but also you're building a strong resume, you're building connections. Most co-ops are paid, which is really wonderful. And they're not all in the Philadelphia area. We actually have co-ops all over the world. We have about 1,600 different employers we work with. We've offered this program since 1919, so we've built up great connections over time. We have students working at companies like small startups and nonprofits. We also have students at really large companies we all know well, like Google and Apple and Facebook and Tesla and JP Morgan and Lockheed Martin. We've had students at the Pentagon, the FBI, the CIA, all sorts of amazing opportunities that you can have. But again, the idea behind it is, you know, when you graduate, if you actually like the direction that you're heading, and ultimately your resume is very strong, whether you're looking to go directly into industry or you want to apply to grad school, med school, law school. It really gives our students a leg up. Outside of the classroom, outside of co-op, students are incredibly engaged. We have over 350 clubs and organizations. We are Division I for sports. We have 18 different Division I opportunities. We have about 57 club and intramural sports. We have performing arts and Greek life. We're also very involved in community service. That's something that's very important to note about us. In fact, during your first year, you're required to take a class called Civic Engagement 101 that talks about issues that are faced within the surrounding communities and about how we can be strong partners. There's also a very small community service requirement as a part of that class. It's just 10 hours over the quarter, so not a lot, but we want students to see that there's need in the city, that we're in a position to make a difference. And a lot of students continue on with community service after that time as well. We are located right in Philadelphia. So it is a very urban environment. City streets run through campus. You can see the skyscrapers not far away, but we have a full campus. It's not like you have to take shuttles all over the city or anything like that. It takes 15 minutes maximum to walk from one side of campus to the other. So again, very manageable. We are residential. Students are required to live on campus their first 2 years. And just note, it's really easy to get around Philadelphia. I'm sure many of you have been there before, but great public transportation. 30th Street Station is actually right next to one edge of our campus. So you can hop on Amtrak, take a train up to, up to your area and head home, which is really helpful. And then finally, for the application process, we do holistic review. So we look at everything you submit in order to make a decision. It's not just based on your transcripts. We are test optional for at least this year and next year. And again, we're looking at your activities, your letters of recommendation, your essay, they all matter. We have early action, early decision, and regular decision. Early action and early decision have a November 1st deadline. Regular decision has a January 15th deadline. And for scholarships, all students are considered automatically. For merit-based scholarships, you don't have to apply separately, but for need-based aid, you need to submit the CSS profile in the FAFSA. Here is my contact information. I'll be dropping additional information in the chat where you can learn more about financial aid deadlines. You can find a campus tour and more, but for now, I'll turn it back over to Chelsea.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And let's pass it over to the University of Rochester.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Hi, everybody. My name is Devin Hott. I'm an admissions counselor at the University of Rochester. I'm also an alum of the University of Rochester, so I truly am an expert in not only admissions, applications, and all of the wonderful academics we have at the University of Rochester, but also I'm an expert in the lived experience. So just getting started, this right here is Rushree's Library. It's also pictured behind me, but this is the outside of Rushree's Library. It is very much the geographic center of our campus, and also kind of the hub of what goes on at the University of Rochester. But before I kind of get into the location and where we are, I really want to talk about who we are and kind of in the global kind of setting. So we are located in Rochester, New York, which is about a 6-hour drive from New York City. It's only a 45-minute flight out of Newark though, so it's pretty close by. We're 3 hours from Toronto, which is the largest major metropolitan area near us. However, we're pretty much 6 hours away from anything on the I-95 corridor, so it doesn't take too long to get anywhere. But Rochester in and of itself is a phenomenal small to mid-sized city that really matches our small to mid-sized campus feel. We're a private research university with about 5,600 undergraduate students. And we are located residentially right across from the city of Rochester. So while it's a 10-minute shuttle ride down the road, you really do feel like a member of the city of Rochester community, as well as a member of the University of Rochester community on campus. But before I kind of get into student life, I want to make sure I can hit on the 3 most important things to know about the University of Rochester and the things that really make us stand out as an institution. The first is that we have a completely open curriculum at the University of Rochester that we have lovingly and perhaps not very creatively named the Rochester Curriculum. This Rochester Curriculum has no general education requirements because we really want to empower students. After 14 years of education, you have demonstrated your proficiency in all of the basic areas of academics. And now that you're investing the time and money into your college experience, we want to make sure that every class you take is a class you are excited about, that is going to lead you towards the massive amount of potential that you have to be successful, either in future education or in your career or in whatever you choose to do. So we will only have a couple graduation requirements in order for you to graduate. First and foremost, we have one required class. It's a writing course that really just helps to empower our first year students to be successful in any papers or essays that they're going to be writing as part of their collegiate courses. We make sure you know how to cite your sources. We make sure you know how to do a research paper. And in the spirit of Rochester and our flexible curriculum, we have over 60 different topics that these courses are offered in. So you'll be learning how to write, but being able to write about something that truly is of interest to you. And you can see some examples in the slide, but truly every year those topics change and you'll be able to write about something you like. We also require you to major in something, and we have dozens of programs across our undergraduate school. An exciting thing about the University of Rochester is that our College of Arts, Sciences, and Engineering is our undergraduate school. So when you're accepted to the University of Rochester, you're accepted into all of our majors and programs. So you can really and truly explore everything we have to offer to our undergraduates during your time at the University of Rochester. And all of the majors that we have available are going to fall into 3 major disciplines. That's the humanities, the social sciences, and the natural sciences and engineering. So in order to graduate, you got to major in one of those areas, which you're going to do automatically just by majoring in something. And you also have to complete these things called clusters, which are interrelated, 3 interrelated courses in literally any topic in the divisions that you didn't major in. So for example, I was a public health major, which is a social science. So I chose to do a minor in bioethics, which is a humanities. And I did a cluster in bioethics and turned it into a minor. And then I did a cluster in biology, which is a natural science. And that's all I had to do to graduate. So that generally takes about 16 to 18 courses to complete both your cluster and your major, which leaves you with 14 classes left over to do whatever you want with, as we do require students to take 32 courses, which is about 4 courses a semester. So with those 14 classes, you can do so much. You can either use that time to really explore in your first 2 years if you're not quite sure the direction you want to take, or you can use those courses to build those clusters, like I did, into minors or even double majors. In fact, 50% of our students end up double majoring without having to spend an extra year with us or having to overload. So you really can do whatever you want with your education here at the University of Rochester. The second most important thing about us is, as a Tier 1 research institution, we have tons of research opportunities available. We're definitely on the small size in terms of our student body when it comes to a Tier 1 research institution, which means that there's tons of research opportunities to go around and less people that are trying to get into that research. So there's a lot less competition, and there's going to be research available in any of our areas of study. So there's definitely something regardless of what you want to do. 77% of our undergraduate students participate in research, and we will even fund independent research from our undergraduate students if it's something of interest to you. You can even apply for that funding as an undergraduate or a prospective first-year student. In terms of the application, it's important to know that we really have a holistic review process. We want to know who you are as a person, not just as a scholar, not just as a member of your school community, but who you are on the inside. And the best way that you can really demonstrate that to us is by doing an optional interview, which we offer to current seniors or rising seniors during the summer, fall, and winter. These interviews are not only going to really help you get admitted and really help us get to know you, they're also going to really help increase your chances of getting merit-based scholarships. As some of my colleagues have said, our university is very similar. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do a backflip, cure world hunger, do any of that. You are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships at the University of Rochester. And those merit scholarships can range between $5,000 a year to $25,000 a year. The best way, other than interviewing, to increase your chances of getting awarded a merit-based scholarship is by applying by our December 1st priority scholarship deadline. We also offer early decision and regular decision. Those are our two application portals, and the deadlines are right here. We are doing a bunch of open houses later in the month, so feel free. I will be dropping some links to check us out, give us a tour, and learn more about the University of Rochester. Thank you all so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. At this point, I would like to welcome everyone back onto the screen. We're going to do what's called a kind of a round robin. So I'm going to ask this question to each of our presenters, and we'll see what they have to say. So I'm going to start with William Paterson University. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
A great question. My biggest piece of advice is do everything you can to go and visit the schools you're considering. That was one thing that really helped me when I was looking at colleges. I had one school in mind and really thought it was the one. Went and visited campus, and I just had a gut feeling that it was not the right one for me. I went to William Patterson's open house as a high school senior and fell in love like immediately and knew that that was a place I absolutely had to go. So if you can, and I know obviously with COVID, it can be a little tricky, but at least try and do a virtual tour. I know many of us are hosting different types of virtual tours, either on your own or I know ours are led by our student ambassadors. So you still get some of that student experience, even if you can't set foot on the campus, but do your research in taking those tours to see what it's like on campus.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Georgian University.
So I would say one of the most important things I could give advice for when going through the college search process is creating a pros and cons list, seeing what you're interested in the school, making that list, and then going through all the schools and saying, hey, does the school have it? Yes or no? Then there are cons, the pros or cons. It's really an easy way for you to break down all the schools you could be looking at to figure out which one is truly the best fit for you. And then that helps you also narrow down the amount of schools you'd like to go and visit, which visiting a school is so crucial to seeing if you're going to enjoy that experience there, as you really get a feel for their campus.
Great, thank you. Alrighty, University of Scranton, what is your advice?
Yeah, thanks, Chelsea. That was some great advice from David and Melissa. I would say just use all of the resources that you have available to you, whether it's your high school guidance counselor or your teachers, if you have family who's gone through the process already, and definitely use us as admissions counselors. We are literally here to help you in whatever way we possibly can. It is never annoying if you reach out, if you text us, if you call us, if you email us, whatever it might be. We're here to help. So definitely use all of the help that is available to you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Drexel, what is your advice?
Yeah, so when it comes to your essays, I know that's something that a lot of times makes students really nervous. So my suggestion is take a look. If you have multiple essay prompts that are there for you, outline several of them. The one that's the easiest to outline is going to be the one that's the easiest to write. Then go ahead and write it. Have some other people look at it, make suggestions. Don't have them rewrite it for you. We want to hear your voice, your experience. Make sure you are talking about you. If you're talking about something else you love, that's great, but you need to constantly be relating it back to you, because that's the whole point, to get to know you better. And then finally, when you think you're ready, you're going to hit submit on it. I want you to step back and read it out loud to yourself. You're going to catch things with your ears that your eyes are just going to glaze right over. If you trip over a sentence as you're trying to read it out loud, I'm going to trip over it when I'm reading your application. You'll catch repeated words, awkward phrasing, things like that. So reading it out loud is a really big help.
Thank you. And the University of Rochester.
Howdy. Again, super great advice from all of my colleagues here. Something I'm going to impart to students as you're going through this college admissions process is don't feel compelled to write an application that's going to try and sell you as something you're not, that you think is going to appeal directly to the colleges you're applying for. It's important to know that no matter where you're accepted and where you choose to go to college, you are going to be successful. You are going to achieve the goals that you set for yourself just based on you as a person. That college is there to help you, certainly, and be the background of that success, but you can do it anywhere. So don't feel like it's a live or die decision, or that, you know, all of the stakes are riding on this one college decision. Be you, because ultimately the college admissions process is about finding a school, certainly that's a good fit for you, but also the college, making sure that you're a right fit for the college. And sometimes that decision just is really hard for both parties to make. So don't feel like if you don't get into your favorite place, or that, you know, as you're writing your application, you've got to change who you are. Be yourself, and ultimately you will find yourself at a place that loves you, accepts you, that you are able to flourish no matter what.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, I am going to throw one more question out there for everyone. What's one thing you want students to remember about your school? And we'll start back with William Patterson.
All right. So I think one thing that is super important about William Patterson is that we are truly a community that is looking for our students to be successful. I know a lot of, obviously, other schools are going to have that as well, but again, I can speak from my own experience being an alumni from the institution, that no matter what stage I was at in my education, there were professors there making sure I was on track and that I understood what I needed to do for their classes. There were different staff members, either in our campus activities office, or I worked in the admissions office, you know, back in the day, and they were there to make sure not only did I have everything I needed to be successful, but also opening up opportunities for me to explore those options there. You know, I was able to go on college visits with some of those counselors in the admissions office because I was interested in getting into admissions. So we truly are a place where our students' success is at the forefront of what we're looking to do and to achieve overall as an institution.
Thank you. Georgian University.
Thank you, Chelsea. I would definitely say one of the most important things to remember about Georgian Court is the environment we provide here. From having such a small school, it really does become like your second home. As a graduate of the school, I can say that I spent more time here as a student than I did at my own home, even though I was a commuter student. It really truly feels like a place where you can spend hours at and not even realize it. Everybody on this campus is here for you to succeed, and they will work with you to try to make sure you succeed. That's why this place feels like a family, because they don't want to see you fail. They want to see you thriving in life and your career as well.
Awesome. Thank you. University of Scranton, what's one thing you want students to remember?
Yeah, to kind of echo what my two colleagues have said, the Scranton community truly becomes the Scranton family that's going to care about you, that's going to support you from the first time you step foot on campus and then through the rest of your life. So even after you graduate, you know, that genuine care and support and all of those resources and opportunities, they're still yours to take advantage of. And with our, you know, Jesuit identity and values that I talked about a little bit, you can just genuinely feel how much everybody cares about you. And we always like to say that Scranton is really more of a transformative experience than just an educational experience. So I know that I definitely grew and changed so much as a person in my 4 years at Scranton. And I think the same is true for all of our students.
Thank you. And I'll pass it off to Drexel.
Yeah, so Drexel really is a place where you can pursue your passions. There's so many opportunities for you to go after the things that really interest you. So whether that's amazing research opportunities, we do have research starting as early as your first year directly with faculty, some paid experiences, which is pretty unusual for a tier 1 research university, to that create your own major option I talked about, to going after a co-op that's a really good fit for you. You can create your own co-op too. There's so many opportunities for our students to do the things that they love, to pursue them. And we have the support in place to help you make that happen. No matter where you go, just know that college is all about what you make of it, and just make sure that you are using the resources that are there and that are available. And Drexel does have amazing resources to make sure that you're successful.
Wonderful. Thank you. And the University of Rochester.
For sure. So I think definitely the Rochester curriculum is something really important that we're very proud of. We even put our name on it. We were so darn proud of it. So knowing that you really can design your own academic experience and your own journey and have that room to be flexible. If you start at the University of Rochester and realize that the path you originally thought that you were going to love isn't what you want to do, we're not going to question it. We're going to tell you to go ahead and do what you feel is right. And we have a phenomenal advising team that'll really help you through those decisions. The implications of that open curriculum means that every student's taking courses that they're passionate about. So in every course that you're in, everybody wants to be there. You don't have to worry about being stuck in a group project with people who are just taking the course because they have to. So it's really created this campus community that is filled with passionate, involved, and truly, truly uplifting students who really want to see everyone around them succeed.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you everyone for sharing. Alrighty, I am gonna wrap things up here. So big thank you to our presenters for your time, your efforts, your information. That was so great to listen to. And thank you participants for joining us this evening. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick survey. We appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions for the rest of the evening. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Middlesex. And again, we appreciate everyone being here this evening. Have a wonderful day.